Hello, hello, hello everybody. How are you on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon? We do have a very special thing happening today. Today, my co-host is Miss Caitlin. Hi, Miss Caitlin.
Hello, hello, hello everyone.
So this is Miss Caitlin's first time co-hosting. And they decided that today was a good day for the newbies to do it. So bear with us.
Yes.
We are learning. This is part of our learning experience. So we are going to bring you the best live possible today. And we are going to make this beautiful, cute as can be, little coffee ornament. So if I have any coffee lovers out there, drop me an emoji. So let me see how many coffee lovers we have out there. This was actually my very first, I guess, idea that I had here at Maker's Gonna Learn. And I figured it out and brought it to life for you guys. I actually saw it. There's a lady in our area that does beautiful newborn pictures, which Caitlin has a little 9-month-old. She is adorable. We just got to meet her the other day. She did your newborn pictures, correct?
She did.
Your daughter's newborn pictures,
Yes.
not Caitlin's newborn pictures.
No, she did my daughter's.
But she had a picture with a baby, like a newborn, holding like a little cup of coffee, and I thought that is the cutest thing ever and would make the cutest ornament. So I figured out how we could recreate it, how we can use a Maker's Gonna Learn cut file for it, we're actually gonna do print and cut today. So, and it's very Cricut, it's very simple on the Cricut side. As you can see, we have so many different things here on the table. So, this is gonna be a little bit of a longer process. It's gonna be more so on the heavy on the craft side, lighter on the Cricut side. But it is this cut file. You can find this cut file in the member only project. It was part of the Starbucks decals that we dropped. So I guess I will go ahead and get started with our supplies that you all are gonna need, because there are a lot. And some of these things that we have can be optional, like you don't have to do it. I may have been a little extra with some things. So first and foremost, to make this, you are going to need a small cup. Now, I decided clear, that way we can do the paint on the inside, and there's not a chance of it necessarily chipping on the outside. Now, if you have just the little tiny red ones, those would work. You could paint on the outside. My only concern with those is the paint chipping from the outside. I think it would work better from the inside. So that's going to be our base. To make our awesome little faux whipped cream, I've used just the patch and paint that you can find at Home Depot. It's in the paint section, so don't go to the drywall section looking for the drywall section. It is in the paint section of Home Depot. I actually went and got a new thing today just to make sure I had enough. $5 for the small thing, so it's not very expensive. The sprinkles are something that you can or don't have to do. I think it really adds a very cute little touch to it. So all our sprinkles they are not real sprinkles. It is polymer clay, and I'm going to show you how to make those sprinkles out of the polymer clay. I did use a clay extruder, so if you don't have a clay extruder, you really could take the polymer clay and just work it up, and just roll it really thin. You don't have to have a clay extruder. I thought I was going to be making like multiple of these because I thought it was going to be a test and fail kind of process, but I actually, as you can see, I ended up making a ton of little sprinkles. So I only had to use it once. Hindsight though, I probably could have saved the money and not bought the clay extruder and just worked that polymer clay up and rolled it out really thin and then baked it. So that polymer clay extruder. We do have straws. These are just paper straws that I got at Hobby Lobby. Some ribbon and paint, and I got this actual color is honeycomb. It's the folk art from Hobby Lobby. It was the closest. Now, in all honesty, you can actually match the coffee color depending on how you like it. If you like your black coffee, if you like milk with a little bit of coffee, you can get it a lot lighter. I match this to more of what I like, which is a darker coffee. So that's kind of something that you can play around with. Cardboard, paper towels, and I'll show you how to use the paper towels here in a bit. A hot glue gun. Piping bags. I'm telling y'all, this is a lot of stuff that you need for this little thing, but it really turns out cute. Piping bags, and there is a very funny story about my tips for piping. So these piping tips, I actually found they were
look very antique.
They're very antique. They are extremely antique. So my mom, when she was in high school, took a home ec class, and they were old when she got them. Like, that's how old they are. I don't know if you all can see. These look disgusting, but they came with the like plastic piping bags that they're yellow. They're so old. But we just kind of kept them around the house just because it's something that my mom's had since high school. Do we use them to decorate cakes? Absolutely not. No, we do not. So I thought we'll just use these old ones. Not gonna go out and buy new ones. Now you can go out and just buy a singular tip. I did use this. I'm going to be using the star tip today. So that's the one. There's the flower tip and the star tip look a lot the same. I'm going to be using the star tip today. But you can use really whatever you have. Very simple. And this is the extra. I did go a little extra with this. So this is just a liquid candle and soap fragrance in peppermint, because peppermint mocha is hands down like my favorite flavor. Like, I love when I just went blank. Christmas rolls around. Listen, y'all.
Hey, it's okay. It's kind of been like a Monday today.
It has been. We're filming today. We've got a lot of stuff going on. It's been crazy. It's like a Monday here at Maker's Gonna Learn. But anyway, and Christmas also.
Yes, it's literally right around the corner.
But it's got me so stressed. Like, I don't know about you guys. And I shouldn't be this way. Like, I don't know why I've been so stressed this Christmas. But it's like it hit me all of a sudden today. That Christmas, I'm just where, I don't know. I mean, I've got most of everything bought. And
I have a hard confession.
Oh, gosh.
I have not bought one single Christmas gift.
Caitlin!
One single gift. There is not one gift under my tree at all.
Caitlin,
I know.
what are you going to do?
Listen, I don't know, honestly, because I'm going to go to the stores and the shelves are going to be empty.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. No, I went yesterday to try to find anything Christmas related for my son Asher for school today.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Well, I guess I could put my crafty hands to work and just make some gifts.
I think that's what she needs to do. Listen, crafting, especially crafting with us, makes your holidays easier.
For sure.
It makes everything, I mean, and really and truly, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, because with Maker's Gonna Learn, you have access to thousands of cut files.
Yes.
So many hundreds of fonts. There are so many things that you can make. I've been seeing some amazing Christmas gifts on our Facebook page.
Yes.
But grabbing that membership, if you are not a member, if you're stressed for the holidays and you're worried about not having or going out and buying Christmas gifts, having our membership allows you to make those gifts and have a handmade holiday for those that you love, because really and truly some of the best gifts that I have ever gotten are from people, things that people have made for me, with me in mind. So saying yes to our membership, which right now we have extended our sale. It is the lowest price you can get it. Y'all, I know we've been saying, you know, get that deal, but it is really and truly like after Christmas, like it goes back up. And plus, you know, you get grandfathered in at $151.88. Y'all, that is 42 cents a day. That you get to craft with us all year. Yes, it helps you for the Christmas, during Christmas time to get those gifts made and everything else, but it's not only that. You get to craft with us for the whole year. Even if our prices go up, it is always gonna stay at that $151.88. So for you, when it annually renews, it will always say that if you get grandfathered in today. Jen says, I keep crafting instead of wrapping gifts. Oh, wrapping gifts. Me and Courtney last week spent Friday wrapping gifts. And I'm good when I have somebody there with me. We had our Christmas music going, but wrapping gifts when I'm by myself, it's like, I can't do it. It's like pulling teeth for me. It's just, I don't like it. But like I said, when I have somebody helping me and we're working together, it's a little easier. But anyway, we are gonna go ahead and dive into our craft because it might take us a little while. If you all have any questions as I'm going along, please drop them. Caitlin is going to be monitoring comments. So if you have any questions, I will try my best to address them while we are doing this step-by-step process. So first thing that I want to do, and this is what, if I lose you all, just go back and rewatch the replay. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure my, did I tell you that y'all needed cardboard? I think I forgot that. I'm going to use it as a fan here for a minute. Cause
it is a little warm in here. I'm not going to lie, it is.
So you have to have cardboard. I literally just cut this off of a box that we had a while ago. And the reason being is this is going to be your base for your whipped cream. So you'll need to measure the size of your cup. And if you want to, I'll move some stuff over and we can go overhead, Caitlin.
Okay.
That way they can see. So we are going to measure the circumference of the top of the cup. Pretty good. And then from there, and the reason I'm doing this first is you'll see here in a minute. I'm going to use my cutter and we are going to cut this out. And then we will set that aside for just a second until we are ready to start on our whipped cream. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes it likes to be a little finicky with me. I think when I made this, I used scissors. That might have been better. Let's just do that. We'll just use some scissors.
Oh, much better.
So, how many friends do we have crafting with us today?
We have 93.
93 friends with us. So, friends, while we are doing this, who all plans on traveling for the holidays? Like, drop me an emoji. Tell me where you plan on traveling. Are you visiting family? Like, what? Let's kind of... Okay, so after we have this cut out, we are going to, and like I said, the reason I did that first was because I am going to use my cardboard. That's kind of like, we're just going to use the rest of it to put our paint on there so that we can start painting the inside of our cup. Now, one thing that I do want you all to see, so when we are painting this, it's going to leave streaks on the outside. So this is probably, I think it took me 3 or 4 coats. If you don't let it dry completely when you are painting the inside, it's just going to leave even more streaks. So making sure that these layers dry completely is very important, and so that's why I wanted to start this first. That way I can let this dry and maybe come in and do another layer or 2 before we continue. And what's our friend saying on there, Caitlin? Do we have any people? Oh,
Yeah,
Florida, from Florida to Tennessee, coming to our neck of the woods. Okay. So we're going to, oh, I gotta paint the bottom too.
We have Brittany. She is dropping her gifts off at a friend's house, and she's gonna text her when they're all done. Her friend is gonna wrap them for her. Hashtag spoiled.
That is those are the kind of friends.
Yeah, those are the kind of friends that we need.
I think it's part of the reason that I have issues with wrapping my gifts is because it's part of the perfectionist in me. Like, I can never get it perfect, and it really just irritates me.
I am very OCD when wrapping gifts.
So I can't handle it. Okay, so we're gonna set that over to dry for just a minute. Move this out of the way, and now we're going to bring in our base for our whipped cream. Now here is where the trick, where we're going to use a little bit of a trick here. So paper towel wise, it doesn't have to be, we're going to, let's see, we're going to rip just a corner of the paper towel off. It doesn't have to be perfect, and we are going to kind of shape it similar to the way that we want our whipped cream to be shaped. So, you know, we're gonna have a little bit sticking up here, and then we're just gonna hot glue that down to our base, to our cardboard base. Let's see if I can get my hot glue gun working. And the good part about this is it does not have to be perfect. We're just coming in here, moving this around, and kind of shaping as we go. If you decide this is not how, if you see, like right now, I just don't know that this is gonna be. I don't think I've got the paper towel. I don't think I have enough paper towel. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just tear off a little bit more and kind of build it up. Now you don't want to get your paper towel too big. Because it will overpack, like your whipped cream will be a lot bigger than your cup. So you just want to make sure it has enough, because if you don't do this step, if you don't have something underneath that the patch and paint, what's gonna happen is it's not gonna get dry on the inside, and it's not going to be, see, when I squeeze this, it's hard because it has dried all the way through. So if you don't do the paper towel and you just have the patch and paint in here, what's in here is not going to, it won't dry very well. So this is just kind of like a support.
Good deal.
Now, oh, one thing, do you care to run and grab me a popsicle stick if you don't care? So now what I'm going to do...
Miss Sue is enjoying her peppermint mocha frozen frappe while watching us.
Oh, Miss Sue, we needed, why didn't I think of that? I just ran out and got us our lunch. Why didn't I think of that?
We should have got Dunkin' Donuts instead.
Uh-huh. See, that's a big debate in our office right now. A big debate in our office is Caitlin is a big Dunkin' fan.
I am.
And Tanner is a big Starbucks fan. So it's a very big debate on which is the best. Honestly, for me, I just like coffee, so I can't discriminate against any kind of coffee.
I will drink Starbucks, but prefer Dunkin'.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is kind of just mix this, and I'm going to add a little bit of some more in here, because I'm going to mix I'm going to put peppermint in here. Lila said such a cute version of this ornament. I did a similar one and posted in. Yes, I saw that, and I thought, has she been looking at our upcoming lives? Like, she knows what she's doing. But yes, they were super cute. I loved them. Absolutely loved them. Now, once again, this is optional. I just got this from Hobby Lobby in the candle and soap aisle. I just thought it would be really cute to add a little bit of scent to it. That way it's not so, and I think I did quite a few drops last time. We're gonna do, we'll do 10 and we'll see how it is. And then I just mixed that up. And this is also somewhere if you wanted to come in here and do like multiple colors, you could add some food coloring, mix it together, whatever floats your boat is what you need to do here. And then for if you did do colors and you wanted to mix them, you could either put them in separate popping bags, or you could fill one half of the popping bag up with the white or the red or whatever. So I think it was back before Thanksgiving that I did this. And I had bought, which I need to take back to Hobby Lobby, I had bought cinnamon scented ones, and I was gonna do like a pumpkin spice latte as well, but we ended up just doing Christmas. Okay, so once I've kind of got that mixed up, as you can see, I have cut the tip off of my popping bag, added the inside that I'm going to attach the tip to. Now, I'll be real honest, I'm not a baker, so if I'm not doing this right,
hey, we're not here to judge.
Whatever, I don't decorate cakes. I just kind of figured it out. So if I am not doing it correctly, y'all are more than welcome to tell me that I am completely wrong. And I'm actually going to go ahead and, where did it go? There's this, but where's my, I have so many things on this table that I'm not even sure where
the end.
The screw.
Your nozzle
screw
piece.
part.
We had it earlier.
I know, I just had it. Okay, we'll see if this one will fit. Yeah, this one will work. Good deal. Okay. We're going to add in our patch and paint into our popping bag.
Someone suggested to use a cup to put the bag in while filling it up.
Oh.
Smart.
Very smart. So one other thing that I would add, I would kind of let you guys know, since I already have the sprinkles made, I didn't really go, and we're going to go into how to make those in just a second, but what I did when I was making the first one is I actually put the sprinkles in the oven before I started this so that they would be done, because this does need to be, it does work better if it has to be wet to be able to stick to the patch and paint. So having your sprinkles already done is going to be important, but we will go into how I make those here in just a second, since this is, so from there, you're just going to squeeze all of this air out, and I think I did it the wrong way. Did I? No, we're good. There we go. Do you see how it's coming out? So this technique, you're just going to take it and just circle around and then just build from there. What are our, and then you're just going to go up. Now I've just kind of, and this is something like, it does not have to be perfect, just a little flick of the wrist. And then, ta-da. And then you can go in and kind of fill in.
Yeah, I see it coming together.
Fill in where you want. So here is the beginning of our whipped cream. We're going to sit this down. Now,
Christina, she introduced Maker's Gonna Learn to one of her husband's coworkers yesterday, and she became a yearly member.
way to go, Christina.
Awesome.
That
Thank
is
you
amazing.
for spreading the word.
That is, listen, once you share Maker's Gonna Learn, or once you are in the community and feel the love from the community, it's hard not to share it. Since I've been working with Maker's Gonna Learn, I have shared it with so many people who are not crafters.
Yes, me too.
And they're like, are you serious? Like, you get all of that? I'm like, yeah. And one of my friends was like, I'm not even a crafter. And I think you're making it sound like I want to sign up. So, with our sprinkles, what I did, and I'll show you an example and how to do this. We'll start with the red, or we'll just do red, and I'm not going to really go into detail. We're not going to do both of them. So if you've ever worked with polymer clay, you know that it can get pretty hard. And when you are putting it through your clay extruder, it can be, you know, a little tough to like squeeze it out. So if you'll work your clay around, and as you can tell, your hands will probably change colors. But work your clay around, soften it up, and then you're just going to roll it out a little bit, and then we're just going to stick it down into our extruder. Now, one thing I did learn with an extruder, you need to wash it after every use, because if you don't wash this, and you say, if I went in and I just did the red, didn't wash it, and then put the green right behind it, it's going to have red through it, and it's not going to come out as pretty as just if you had washed it. So once you get it in there, very simple, you're just going to push it down. See, it's kind of hard, but then the tip that I'm using with this clay extruder is the smallest, I guess, little spaghetti looking thing. And we're just going to push all of this out. And then from there, I would probably cut it off there. Now, one thing I did is I learned is I went through and was very meticulous and laid each one of these out separate. And then by the end, I was like, I'm not doing all of that. So I just laid them in bundles at the end, and really they come out just as good as if I would have separated them. So, you know, just laying them in a bundle of like 2 or 3, they will break apart once you bake them. So you're just gonna lay them on some, I laid them on parchment paper. I don't think it's necessary that you lay it on parchment paper. I just knew that I needed this pan after I used it, so I laid it on parchment paper. Bake it at 275, so it needs to be a very low heat, for 15 minutes. And then they will come out like this. And then from there, I started out like actually using scissors and cutting them, but really, y'all, if you'll just get a little cup and you'll just break them off, it's so much easier just breaking it off with your fingers. And you can make these in batches if you wanted to, like if you plan on doing.
What if you were making like a lump sum? Say, for instance, we were doing as like, I don't know, people were coming over and we were doing like craft night. Could, like for instance, could I just go ahead and make those and like leave them out and let them air dry, or do they have to go in the oven? So
with the polymer clay, it does. With the polymer clay, you do have to bake it. It does have to bake it. It's not air dry. Yes, Charlotte, we did use the oven that we sublimate in, so it's not an oven that you cook your food in. Make sure it's in a different oven. But yeah, these are our sprinkles. Now from there, I'm just going to take a few of them and literally just sprinkle over the top. Now, as you can see, some of them are not staying. It is okay to use your finger and kind of push that down to make them stay a little bit better. And just place them here and there. but try not to press down too hard because you don't want to leave like fingerprints. And it might be easier if I pick it up, but we're gonna leave it right here for you guys to see. Press that down. Okay, so you all get the idea. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to come in with my straw. I've taken one of the larger straws and just cut it pretty short so that it's not going to be too long. And we're just gonna come in and stick it. Now this is gonna be where it's gonna be tricky for you guys. What I did is I kind of made like a little hole right here and put it in there. It may not feel very secure at first, but that's okay. Leave it there and it will dry around it. And then once you have, once it has dried, you can come back in if you want to with hot glue and secure it even more to the dried patch and fill. And then you can also add some more to the top. So here is an example. We're gonna scoot this one out of the way since it is wet and we don't want to mess with it. So here is a dry one. And you can see where this is kind of, I mean, but it's really secure. I probably wouldn't do anything else to it. So I went ahead and made a dry one so that you all can see how we attach it to our cup and how I get these edges a lot more finished looking, because obviously you can see the cardboard here. So we'll show you how to do that next. These little sprinkles give me another justification to get a second little oven. Sublimation and sprinkles, absolutely. So after your whipped cream has dried, now I think it takes about 30, I left mine overnight. The actual packaging says 30 minutes for it to be paint ready. So I did mine at the end of the day, one day here at Maker's Gonna Learn, and then came back the next morning and it was dry. So I couldn't really tell you specific times on how long it takes. I would say wait at least an hour, and you can check it, but it needs to be pretty firm before you move on.
Gail said that she has a toaster oven to bake clay in. That would be smart.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be anything special. It does not have to be a convection oven like you use when you are sublimating. It can just be a little toaster oven for your polymer clay. But that is completely up to you all. So I think we're going to see, no, that's a little too wet. I was gonna see if I could do another layer of this paint. You don't have to do multiple layers, but if you all can see, I'll go in here and try to do like another little layer to get some of these streaks out. But really and truly, as long as it's not huge streaks, once you put your topper on it, it's going to shade a lot of that light coming in. So it's not going to be, you won't be able to see all of the streaks. Don't worry about painting this, because this will be covered by more whipped cream, so you can just paint the inside and just leave this here. Now we are going to, let's head over to Design Space.
Lauren, quick question. Could we use real sprinkles?
Okay, so I don't think, I would say, I'm just gonna say no on the real sprinkles. Just because it is something that's edible, you don't know. I mean, this is something I wanted to make it to last, was my thing.
Okay.
So just, I mean, if you want to, you can, but I was thinking just safety precautions using the polymer clay. That way nothing on this is edible. There's no part of it that is. So
when crafting, don't use real.
Yeah, that's my suggestion. When crafting, don't use food or anything like that. Make something that looks similar, which is kind of the whole purpose of today. We're making something that looks like food, but it's not. Absolutely not edible.
Lauren, did you know they had a polymer clay oven?
Really? I didn't know
One of our
that.
friends has one.
Wow, that is awesome. I need to look into that because polymer clay is something that I kind of played around with before, and I love polymer clay. I love making things with polymer clay.
You can do lots with it.
You can do so much with the polymer clay. Real sprinkles bleed into the spackle. Tiffany coming in.
Good deal.
With she says she makes these all the time. So another reason why you just need to do the clay details. But yeah, I love working with polymer clay. I have made, played around, made some earrings, ring dishes. I think we had a fashion design camp at my other job, and I was in charge of a couple of the classes. And polymer clay, that's where I really, I guess, fell in love with using polymer clay. Was when we were making ring dishes with the kids. So we're gonna hop over into Design Space, and we're gonna cancel this so I can show you guys how you are going to get to this point, okay? Because we had a little bit of I won't say an oopsie, but we were trying to figure it out, and it took us a few minutes. So if you head over to the Makers Gonna Learn website, and where you're going to find this specific cut file is going to be, if you click Member Only Projects, it will take you here, and you are going to click on the Starbucks cup decals. Once that is pulled up, you are going to scroll down, and the one that we are using is Jingle Juice. If you are making a pumpkin spice, you can do pumpkin spice life, pumpkin queen. We could have even used Merry Everything. So really any of these would work for whatever you all are making these for. But we did the Jingle Juice, and we downloaded that. So let's go back over here, and I'm going to upload it and show you guys how to flatten this. So we're gonna add this to Canvas. Now this is a cut file right now. And I'm gonna leave it big so you guys can see it. As you can tell, like, this is super small because we have to have it very small for our cup. So we're gonna come over here, and we are going to select a circle, and this is 3.5, so we're going to make this one 3.5 as well. And then we are going to select both of these, go to Align, go all the way down here to Center, and it aligns it up for you. And then we are going to arrange and move that one backward, or move it forwards. Okay, I have them both selected. Let's do this. Before we do that, let's arrange and move this one back, center back, and then we're going to also make it white. And I think I'm gonna change the color of this one. I just changed the colors around. You all can do whatever. I changed it to this green. So the white circle is in the back, our Jingle Juice is in the front. We are going to select both and then align center. From there, they are still both selected. We are gonna come over here to flatten, because this is going to be a print and cut file. Now I measured my cup, and what fit on my cup was a 1-inch circle. So then I'm just gonna come back up here, change it to 1, boom. We are ready to go. So we're going to just go ahead and delete this one since we went through. We're gonna go over here to Make It. Now I have already printed this out. So we are going to, I also have it on a lightweight mat. I've already printed. We are doing a medium cardstock. And then we are going to load this into our Cricut. And then cut it. And it's really that simple. As our heat gun falls on the floor.
That's okay.
It's just part of one of those things.
Yeah, no big deal.
And then hit play. So while that is printing, what we're going to do, we could go back overhead. So I didn't really like the ridges on this cup. They weren't my favorite. So what I decided, what I thought would be cute, is just coming in and adding some ribbon so that it covers up those ridges. Now, you can buy these cups that are flat-sided. You can buy them without the ridges. This is just what we had. So I'm just gonna come in here and cover this up with the ribbon. Woo! It's very slippery today. Cut that. Did it already cut? Oh yeah, it did. Well, that was fast. Cut this, and then we are just going to hot glue this ribbon down. And it is okay that that edge is not straight. It doesn't have to be straight because you all are gonna see. I'm just gonna come back in here and we're gonna cover it up because my other edge was straight. And probably since this is not completely straight all the way through, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come in and add some glue right through here so that it doesn't come up on the edges. What are our friends saying, Caitlin? Do we have any questions from anybody?
We have not had any thus far, no.
How many friends do we have with us?
119.
Awesome.
Jackie said that it would look super cute with stripes, like they do the frosting. So like you would paint stripes inside of the frosting bag and then fill it with spackle. That would be neat to try.
So the way that is she saying she would add the stripes?
Yes, like wet paint inside the bag and then add the spackle.
Okay. The way I was thinking that might work is if you did the just added some food coloring to the spackle and then mixed a couple different colors.
Yeah.
I thought would be cute.
I think that would be cute too.
So, and the good part is this is where we're going to put the print and cut so that it covers that up and you won't be able to see that. And I put my finger in the wet paint. So I'm going to fix that too. From there, so I don't stick my finger back in the wet paint, we are also, since we have our hot glue gun out, we're going to add our glue to the edge of the cup. And I'm trying really hard to be very easy with this because I really don't need another hot glue gun burn. I don't need another hot glue gun burn. And then stick that on the top. And once again, I'm going to show you guys how to come in and finish this edge out so that it looks a lot more finished. We'll set that there. Get our print and cut out. We'll turn our mat over so that it doesn't come in with the hot glue. And then, boom.
Voila.
So simple, so easy.
So cute.
I know. And then from there, we are just going to take the rest of the spackling that we have in this bag and we are going to finish out this edge so that it looks a lot more done. And this is, now I will say this, I thought that I had quite a bit of spackling. Obviously it had been a very long time since I had done this craft. So if you're making multiple of these, obviously I would suggest that you get the bigger thing, but for one or two, I think, so we've made 3 of these, well, with the one today. We've made 3 with a little over 1 of the small buckets of spackling. So depending on how many you need to make, I would buy your spackling kind of with that in mind, because you don't want to have to continually go back. Okay, so I finished out that edge. You can then come back in with some more sprinkles and add them. Oops.
All right, I have a question.
Okay, what's our question?
Do you think that we could use air dry clay that is mixed down to a piping consistency?
For the
Topping, maybe?
For the
I would
topping.
assume that's what they're talking about.
I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it.
I think that it may be a little too heavy, you think?
No, my concern with the air dry clay, if it was mixed down, what would you plan on mixing it with to, I guess,
Fluff
make
it
it
up.
into? This
Right.
is very light and airy, and that's why I really would suggest the patch and paint, because it is so light and airy. Which I know air dry clay can be as well, but it's not going to weigh your tree branch down. And you don't want to have a super heavy top, and that was one of the things. This is actually one that I don't know if y'all can see it, but like right there and right there, I had put the ribbon, I had kind of stuck the ribbon on the sides instead of behind it like this, because I didn't know how it was going to hang, like if it was going to be top heavy, I was afraid that when I hung it, if you'll go to camera 1, I'll kind of show them. I was afraid that if I hung it, it was going to hang this way. So that's why I feel like the patch and paint is probably going to work best, because it is a lot lighter of a material. Would it be easier to do all the whipped cream last after you glue everything together?
Possibly, maybe.
I don't know. I like having the, I mean, you can. I'm not saying you can't. Like, you very,
Truthfully, you could do it in like any order.
You could do it in
guess.
any order.
Yeah.
This is just the order that I did it in.
Right.
Was I made this first. That way I could see if there were any touch-ups when I come back in on the sides. If there was any places that I needed to touch up, I could just like pop here around the straw, or I could pop somewhere else. So really it's up to you all what order you do it. I'm just bringing you the craft. You take it from there and make it your own.
Make it your own.
And figure out what works best for you.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. So, and then the ribbon that I used for, and this is something that you all can use whatever you like, whatever design you're going for. I used a smaller ribbon. There it is. I had to look for it. And like I said, I did try a couple different ways. When I was hanging this, I tried it with the ribbons on the side, so it kind of come across the top. Didn't feel like it looked as cute, so that's why we did it in the back like this. Depending on how long you want your hanger to be, I would kind of measure it before I cut it. So the way that I did this ribbon is, if it's flat, just bring the two edges together and it's gonna make a loop like this. And then I'm going to come, and see, I've touched that. I'm going to come in on the back side, add just a little bit of hot glue.
Lauren, while you're doing that, I've had a friend ask if the video will be available later and the supply list and instructions. Yes, it will. Go back and you can just restart the video, and the supplies and everything is linked down below.
Yes, I made a supply list the other day for you guys, because I know it's a lot. Like, it's a lot of steps, a long process, a lot of different supplies. So the supply list is back there, or in the description of the video.
Yes.
And yes, you can replay this later. So I have hot glued, if you want to go overhead to show them. So I have hot glued our ribbon, or our hanger, right here. And as you can see, like, that's just not cute. Like, we don't want to leave it like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come back in with some more of the patch and paint, cover that up, add a few more sprinkles. Obviously not that many. Let's do this. And see, this is what I like about this, is you can you can touch it wherever and it's still, like, it's not gonna completely mess it up. And one thing that I did learn is if I do touch it, like right here, I've accidentally touched it and I've made it flat. If you'll just come back in with your...
Just add some texture
and just add that texture back.
Yeah.
It's gonna make it look like whipped cream. Like, there's not really a technique when it comes to actually popping this on there. You literally just go at it wherever and it's gonna look like whipped cream.
It's a handmade craft. You make it how you want to make it.
Yeah. And voila. Super simple, super easy. Eye hook. Do you think you could put an eye hook in the spackle? I mean, you really could put whatever you want to get it to stay. Okay, we'll go back to one. Y'all, can you see this craft table?
It looks a hot mess just like us. It's okay.
Hot Mess Express. Choo choo. That's what we're on today and this week. Okay. Well, I'm so glad. We had a friend say, I love it. Thank you, because I had no clue how to do this. This is so simple, very easy, and super cute. I'm glad that we could bring this craft to you guys to show you how to do this. Do we have anyone else that has any questions before we're done? Any other questions about membership?
I'm going to drop that link one more time.
Yeah.
To let everyone know that it is the lowest price of the year, correct?
Yes. Make sure you get that membership now. If you are not a member of Maker's Gonna Learn, what is stopping you? Let's see, do we have any friends? If we have any friends with us today that are not members, drop me an emoji. Let me know, hey, I'm just watching, like, not made the plunge, not, I've not decided, I've kind of been on the fence. I'd like to know, like, what is your, what's stopping you? Like, is there anything
holding you back?
Yeah, what's holding you back from becoming part of our family? And we want to kind of clear up some questions if you have any questions at all. So we'll wait a few minutes. One thing, Jacqueline says, I've never done print and cut before. Print and cut is so easy. Very simple. It's, but make sure when you are doing print and cut, so what you have to do, we went over it, just go back and watch that. Add those layers, and it always needs to be flattened. You have to flatten everything that you do print and cut with. A tint in the spackle to make it look like frosting. Yeah, you could make it look like frosting. You could do like a cupcake. You could really do funding. Listen, we get it. We absolutely get it, especially around this time. You know, money can be tight. But when you really break it down and you think about everything that you get, it really pays for itself. Especially if you want to start selling your crafts, you can make that money back, that membership, the cost of membership. Not sure if it would be worth it if I use silhouettes. So I'm glad that you said that. We are actually working on doing a silhouette course for those that are silhouette users. Anything that we have, all of the cut files, all of the fonts can be used in silhouette. We are actually going to be in Q1, so January, February time. Maybe it might, we don't know, we don't have a date on when we are going to officially launch it. But I started out my craft journey with the die cutting machines with a silhouette. So I've had to teach myself the Cricut design space. I've had to do all that. I taught myself with a silhouette. So since I am now with the Maker's Gonna Learn team, we are going to be working on getting that to you guys. So you all can have the knowledge and information for those of you that do use silhouette. But just because you have a silhouette now that you use all the time, you know how to use it, don't let that stop you from becoming a Maker's Gonna Learn member, because all of our cut files
And
the
fonts.
whole basis of everything we do.
Everything will transfer over. It transfers over.
It transfers.
Yeah.
Like everything, all you do is you download those PNGs and SVG files, and then you just upload them into Silhouette Design Studio, just like you would Cricut Design Space. Like, it's very simple. Do we have, let's see, I've seen a lot of people say the funds, no funds flowing yet, and we get that. Like I said, we do. But definitely, if you can get locked into our lowest price, right now is the time to do it. If not, you know, keep watching us. Showing your support is great for us. Until you get those funds flowing, and then maybe you can catch us when we have our next sale, if you want to get it at that lowest price. So definitely stick around. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We go live quite often, especially during this year. We've been live every single day, haven't we?
Almost, yeah.
Almost every single day of December. If we're not going live, we have a premiere. So yeah. I am so glad that I was able to spend my Wednesday afternoon with you guys. This has been so fun. I have had such a great time crafting with you all. If you have any other questions, you can email them to our customer service team. If you have questions about membership or something's not working right with your membership, make sure you email our customer service team, hi@makersgonnalearn.com. If you have any other questions about our craft, you can leave them in the comments in the video below. We will try our best to get back in there and answer those questions. If not, I hope you all have an absolutely amazing rest of your week. I don't know that I'm going to be seeing you guys before Christmas, so I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. If you are late, watch the replay, because I'm telling you, this craft is super cute and it's where it's at. So yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. We'll see you later.
See ya.
Bye.